Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight. Welcome to Yin Yoga. Tonight, I'm going to invite you to slow down, to follow your breath, to soften into the shapes, to let yourself marinate, to find space where there's stagnancy, to find peace where there's anxiety, to surrender. So first, coming to a comfortable seat, using any support that you'd like, blanket under the seat, blocks under the knees. And just begin to tune inwards. Let your eyes softly close. And become the witness, letting go of the doing, the grasping, the reaching, the pulling. Bring the work out into the work in. Draw your awareness in. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Just begin to observe your inner experience. Begin to follow your breath. Inviting your breath to slow down. And notice where your breath begins. Under which hand your breath begins. And now we invite the breath to begin in the belly, with the hands just resting under the ribs of the diaphragm. As you breathe in, feel the belly swell into the hands.
Ahoy everybody! Welcome to another Yachting Yogis interview where we learn about the yogi's journey. In this interview, I'm excited to introduce Robin Jaffe. Robin is an E-RYT 500, has been practicing yoga for 18 years, and has been a friend of mine since we went through yoga teacher training together. Today, Robin shares the concept of body wisdom, why it's so important, and how to develop it through your yoga practice. I know you're going to enjoy my conversation with Robin, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and I'd like to introduce all of you to Robin Jaffe. Robin's a friend of mine, E-RYT 500, 18-year practitioner of yoga, and today we're going to talk about your journey as a yogi. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to start off with Robin's life before yoga and what that was like.
It's hard to remember life without yoga. Life has been all yoga lately, to the point where I'm ready to give a little break from yoga and start doing other things. But life before yoga, let's see. I worked with kids a lot and teaching kids about self-care and about self-empowerment.
So what do you mean by self-care?
How to eat well, how to, eat well, but also enjoy life and eating well. Teaching kids how to stand up for themselves and speak their needs. So whether that was in nannying or in one-on-one work with kids or camps, then I started playing with taking my yoga experience and teaching kids yoga. And I noticed that the kids really responded well to that, but not from teaching the way that we teach a traditional adult yoga class. Incorporating a lot of songs, games, play, stories, props. And kids just really lit up from it. They could tap into their inner strength. They could learn how to be leaders themselves. I gave them a chance to come up to my mat, take charge, and lead. And then that gave me the confidence leading them to start to explore the possibility of being a teacher for everyone, not just kids. And then I met Danae, who we got trained with, and she helped inspire me to find that confidence within that I didn't realize I had, but she kind of pulled it out of me. And through the program, the yoga teacher training that we did, I helped really find myself. And I know that sounds cliche, but it helped me find that confidence that I knew was within me. I just needed a little support and clarifying. So since then, I've been teaching full-time for the last 4 years and bringing yoga to the whole Bay Area, the peninsula mostly. I've been teaching at preschools, grade schools. Done a little bit with junior high. That's one area where I still feel a little shaky. It's a challenging group to teach, but very rewarding. I work at the college where we got our training, and corporate offices, fire stations, soccer fields. So trying to bring yoga for all. Yoga everywhere. Sailboats, right? There's like no limit to where you can practice yoga. As long as you're breathing, you're present, you're in the moment, you're practicing yoga.
So once you found your confidence during the yoga teacher training, how have you changed as a person since becoming a yoga teacher?
That's a good question. Definitely learned how to take charge of situations and to provide leadership and to speak my needs more and to help others speak their needs. So it started off with helping kids learn how to do that, and then learning how to do that myself. Yeah, just allowing myself to come into a situation instead of like hiding back and letting things just happen around me as I may have done before. Really allowing my light to shine into the situation.
Well, it's funny because you're a very take charge person, and
It wasn't always that way.
well, you were that way in the teacher training. You were
That's
one
where it
of
started.
the most outspoken people in the group, which is one of the things that I really liked about you in the training, is that you were that way.
Thanks for seeing me.
And what style of yoga are you teaching?
Well, kind of depends on the group and their needs. I recently got certified in restorative that we did here on the boat today. And I'm really seeing more and more the value of slowing down to that pace of stillness, reflection, of unfolding, of allowing, of healing. We really need that time to rest, to heal. And oftentimes we don't even realize how much healing that we really need. You know, we kind of push through life and we don't realize that I'll speak for myself. As I pushed through this last 9 months of training, I didn't realize I was setting myself up for a rotator cuff injury. And that was one of the best lessons that I learned along the way is, you know, as you try to overcompensate sometimes, you crank open and like injuries can happen from too much either way. So finding that place of neutral, of ease, of steadiness, that's the first thing we learned in our yoga teacher training, steadiness and ease. Sukha stira. So then it comes back to that in the restorative practice.
All right, so steadiness and ease in difficult situations.
Mm-hmm.
And do you find yourself better able to do that? To find that peace within the turmoil?
Yes, and it always comes back to the breath. Like if I can just pause for a moment, close my eyes, put my hands on my belly, tap into my slow breathing. So like I can't always roll out my mat. I can't always take the time for a yoga practice. I can always put my hands on my belly and tune in my breath. And then everything slows down. And I can start to reflect on what's happening. I'm not caught up in it all. I start to get present again.
You know, now that you've taken the 500-hour training, I'm curious what you found the most significant differences between the 200 and the 500.
Realizing how much more I need to learn. We were just talking about that earlier. It's like the more you learn, you realize how much more you have to learn, the more humbled you get. Getting better at taking feedback, and that was one of the things that we focused on this last semester, was giving each other really critical feedback and learning how to receive that and how to not get defensive when people give you feedback, but to really take it in as an opportunity to learn and grow and serve better.
So
We kind of touched on that in our 200, but we spent the whole last semester really getting into like giving each other really honest feedback.
And so what was some of the really honest feedback that you got?
Well, sometimes I think that I'm seeing my students, and I think that I'm fully present with them, and maybe I'm coming in with an agenda of something I want them to experience or feel, and I'm not always present to what's actually going on for them. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's a very interesting shift, isn't it? Right, like because you have that preset notion of you have an objective for the class. Right.
Or I come in with like a whole sequence in mind and a theme and all these things, and then people come in and they're like exhausted, and I was gonna do arm balances or something that requires a lot of strength, and then those few moments I have to completely switch gears based on the energy they're bringing into the class and what they need, and remembering that I'm there to serve, that I'm not there to like present an agenda.
Right.
I came in with there to serve.
Right. That's interesting. And what was some of the most common feedback that you gave to the other teacher trainees? What were the common themes that you felt they needed feedback on?
Slow down. And for myself too, it's like we get so excited, maybe we're too caffeinated. And it comes from a good place. It's like an excitement, it's an eagerness to help. Sometimes it comes across as like wound fast. So slowing down, allowing for more pauses. Yeah, that was a consistent theme.
You also have a theme that's on your website that intrigued me, was the notion of body awareness.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Body awareness?
Yeah.
Well, it goes along with the idea of slowing down. And once we slow down, we can learn to listen. And you hear this said by teachers a lot, like listen to your body. And what does that actually mean? What does that mean to listen to your body? When our body is saying no, it's often really loud, really clear. There's like sharp shooting pain sensations that our body is giving us, asking us to slow down, take these back. And then the ego gets involved, and the ego is like trying to push through and trying to get the workout, trying to get the sweat, trying to get the fullest expression of the posture. So as we learn to slow down, we learn to listen, and we start to trust our bodies, and we start to hear those messages a little clearer that the body gives. Like, not quite that.
So then you didn't pay attention to your body, right? That's why you got your. So why didn't you pay attention? What did you learn from that can help you with more fully embracing the notion of body awareness, which I think is really, really critical?
There's a lot to that. I mean, as I was trying to cram in too much in this last year, I was in my own training, I was assisting a training and teaching full time. I was going too much, so all the things I was trying to help people slow down from. And often coming into things cold, not warmed up enough. And then trying to overcompensate, knowing that there's a lot to correct with our modern day living, and then overcompensating, getting excited and overeager, cranking things open. So an analogy that I learned along the way is looking at it as like a light switch, and not necessarily turning the light switch on full blast, but like approaching it like a dimmer, slowly easing the light in. So the light doesn't always need to come on full blast.
An injury is maybe the last step, or one of the last steps of the concept of body awareness. That's where your body has stopped. But what are some of the really subtle cues that you've found for you that the body starts giving, as it starts leading up towards ultimately injury if ignored or neglected?
Good question. First one is the breath. So as soon as we start holding the breath gets short, constricted. That's a good sign. Breath is a good barometer. Clenching the jaw. That's another one. Shoulders up to the ears. There's these cues that we kind of live in, like these things that would just become part of our normal daily living that we don't even realize until we're cued into them. And we teach them as yoga teachers, and yet still, it's, life moves fast sometimes. And we're all trying to survive. We're living in the Bay Area pace. And it's all good learning lessons along the way. How to pause, notice, feel.
And does meditation help you with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, meditation is the key. So, and not even necessarily like taking 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of meditation, but finding moments throughout the day, and not even necessarily moments that are peaceful and quiet, but like moments that are loud and chaotic, and learning how to meditate in your expensive environments. Like, if you're on the bus and you're surrounded by people and it's loud and crazy, can you find the peace, quiet, and calm that you find in those moments? Like, you're going through the car wash and it's crazy, and there's like a few minutes to just close your eyes and be with the sounds, be with it all, and keep it going.
Do you meditate daily?
I do, I try. So I try throughout the day. I don't have like a set time other than before bed. I meditate every day. Using the Insight Timer app, I use guided meditations. And that's been really helpful. As I'm absorbing so much information, my mind is so full. I like to say it's like the tabs open in the mind. Like the tabs are open in the phone, tabs are open in the computer, and then they're also open in the mind. So learning how to close the tabs at a time and slow down the brainwaves. And sometimes that takes some guidance, some support, like you gave us today. It's really helpful. It's a lot to ask of your brain to just lie down after a full day and to just switch off into delta waves. That's a lot to ask of your brain. A lot of people are having trouble sleeping these days, and we need to start to value support. Like I was saying earlier, we all get so fiercely independent, trying to do everything on our own. We can really tap into the value of support, guidance.
Other than meditation, do you have any pre-lights out rituals?
Hot tub. Before I had my hot tub, I did Epsom salt baths. Epsom salts are really great for relaxing the body and then relaxing the mind. Hanging out with my cat. So like I was saying earlier, anything can be a meditation. So having my cat on my belly, listening to her purr, staring into her eyes, I consider that meditation. Anything can be meditation. Drinking your coffee in the morning can be meditation.
And there are a lot of people who, or some people, but many people, even around here especially, who think about becoming yoga teachers, either part-time or full-time. What advice would you have to them?
Make sure that you nurture your own personal practice is the most important thing. Make sure that it's something that you feel like you can put in balance with other things in your life. I don't recommend people teach yoga full time. Even though I'm doing it, I wouldn't recommend it. It's challenging. It's a lot, running from one thing to the next, shifting gears, teaching preschool to firefighters in a 30-minute time frame. And not everyone chooses that path, but there's a lot of security in finding a job that has benefits and has set hours. There's not a lot of security in running around all over the Bay Area, but ultimately you have to follow your passion and follow what makes you fulfilled and makes you feel like you're serving your community. So if that is teaching yoga, I think that you could take that passion and create that sustainably for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's really wise advice. Being a yoga teacher and going from place to place, and so different from children to firefighters to athletes to a corporate environment. That's not easy. It's not easy at all. I'm wondering if any of you have questions of Robin.
Caretaking in some way, whether it was kids. I used to work for a manager for a band, so I do some sort of caretaking, whether it continue to be for kids or adults or seniors.
I noticed that when we were doing the restorative, how attentive you were, and you came around and you tucked the blankets to make sure there weren't any drafty spots. You know, that's a nature thing. I think that's hard to teach. That just comes from within you, which is, you're a wonderful person. Any other?
Yeah. So everybody goes through some sort of traumatic experience, have pain in the past. How have you dealt with pain in the
past? I've been in some relationships in the past that were verbally abusive, and that has an effect on your cellular structure. I wouldn't say I allowed that to affect my self-esteem, but it did. And I had to overcome that. I really had to find the warrior within, find the goddess within, and rise above that. Learn that it wasn't about me. It was his pain, his struggle, and learning to forgive him. Therapy, learning to forgive him in that. But giving me that time to find that deep reservoir of strength, but also to find the softness to forgive him. Yeah. And that was recent. That was actually right before the 200-hour teacher. So it was right before we started it all. I mean, I'm lucky to say that I haven't been through a lot of trauma, but it was interesting that kind of coincided with my path of becoming a teacher. I just love connecting with my students. I love helping people feel good, connect deeper to themselves. Like I was saying, you guys come up out of the poses and that look on your face of bliss. That's my favorite pose. That's why I feel why I do it. And I love the way it brings people together. I mean, sure, you can go home and you can roll out your mat at home. And you can do it. The way it brings people together.
Thanks for teaching. I had a rare treat. I don't care if I participate in the other. If I was going to participate in this one,
It's nice to be able to give you a hands on say something that I forgot to do that in our training.
but I enjoyed them, so thanks. You started to do your own trainings.
Child's pose with the